Vic Fangio is one of the godfathers of match coverage in the NFL. His entire system is built on adaptable match rules that shut down the explosive passing offenses that you see every Sunday. And one of the core pieces of that system is cover 6. It's quarters on one side of the field and cover 2 match on the other, and it's fully designed to erase the modern route concepts that are taking over the league. In this video, we're going to break down how cover 6 actually works in Madden 26, the rules, the reads, and exactly how you should run it with in-game examples inside our full Fangio defense. Now, this is just the beginning. We've got 2 full team breakdowns coming with the 2018 Chicago Bears and the 2024 Philadelphia Eagles, with each one getting their own deep dive with this Fangio defensive system. Plus, we're going to be breaking down match coverage concepts like cover 9 and cover 6, showing you how Fangio uses these match coverages. And all of this is going to be run out of the Philadelphia Eagles playbook, so you can mix and match it all to create one unstoppable Vic Fangio defensive scheme. And if you want to check out the playlist with all the videos for this defense, it'll be linked down below. So what is match coverage? It isn't a passive zone or pure man, it's post-snap route reading. It is a defense that has defenders playing zone, but they are reading receivers, and they will either man up players and lock them down, or they can be free to double team and bracket other players, or play zone looking for work and helping on anyone comes into their area. And this can lead to confusion and a ton of mistakes on offense. And Fangio uses these defenses to limit the explosive passing games in today's NFL. Then what makes cover 6 so dangerous in Madden is how it disrupts the go-to passing concepts that most players use. Because it's match coverage, each defender is reading routes, attaching to vertical stems, and squeezing space at the exact places where offenses want to attack. Corner routes don't float open into grass, they get capped by the quarter safety and overlap by matching defenders. Deep crossers get funneled and passed off and doubled at the catch point. Vertical shots get matched step for step instead of zone defenders letting them run by them. The beauty of this cover 6 structure is that both sides of the coverage are match based, just with different responsibilities. That variation creates natural overlap, leverage advantages, and late help in all the areas offenses want to exploit. Okay, so now we're going to break down all the rules for cover 6 coverages, and first we're going to look at the rules for when we face a 2x2 formation. Now, when I say 2x2, I mean 2 receivers on each side of the ball, and before we go position by position, let me explain the numbering system I'll be using. You'll hear me say things like read 1 to 2 or 2 to 1 or even 1 to 2 to 3. That numbering starts from the outside in. Number 1 is always the outside receiver. Number 2 is the next inside player. And then number 3 is always the inside most player in a trip set. Now let's break down the rules for every position, starting with the cover 4 side, where they will be playing quarters coverage in cover 6. So starting with our outside corners, and he's going to be man on demand on number 1. So he's going to be reading 1 to 2, and his job is simple. If number 1 goes vertical, so 5+ yards up the field, he matches him everywhere he goes, and this is routes like streaks, posts, comebacks, anything like that. Now, if number 1 breaks inside or shallow, then they zone off and look to help on number 2. If he runs deep like a corner route or a streak, he will double team him there. And if both 1 and 2 stay short, the corner drops back into a deep quarter zone. Okay, next we have our safety on the quarter side, and he's going to read 2 to 1. And if number 2 goes vertical, so 5+ yards, he's just going to take him anywhere. So that's post, corner, streak down the field. But if number 2 goes shallow, the safety snaps his eyes to number 1 and helps bracket him on anything deep into the middle of the field like a post. Now, if both receivers stay short, he becomes a free player and looks to help on any deep crossers or anything like that coming from the other side of the field. All right, then we have our quarter flat. First, he's going to jam number 2 if he releases vertically, then he'll look to play the flat and pick up anything out there. Now, if number 2 goes quick to the flat, he will just take him and match him out there. And if number 2 runs a wheel, then he will match him up field and convert to man and take him deep. If there's no flat threat, he's just going to look to buzz under any dig or curl route that gets in behind him. Next, we have our 3 receiver hook player. His main job is to help over the middle and pick up crossers or late flat routes. Specifically, he will take the second player to the flats. If the running back releases and the quarter flat defender takes him, but a receiver comes across the formation to that same flat side, then that 3 receiver hook will man him up. But overall, he's more of a floater who can double crossers, jump underneath routes, and cleans up the middle of the field. Okay, now we're going to look at the cover 2 side of cover 6 versus 2x2. So the cornerback on the cover 2 side is going to be our saw squat trap player, and he's going to read 2 to 1, and he's going to man up number 1 on any vertical route. So fade, deep, dig, post, he's just going to match it down the field. But if the number 2 player goes quick to the flat, then the corner traps it immediately and passes number 1 off to the safety if he goes deep. But if number 1 does a quick slant or drag, then he's actually going to pass him off inside to the vertical hook. And then even if he isn't trapping the flat, but if number 1 breaks inside, he'll just pass him off and then look for work. Next, we have our vert hook hook player, he's going to read number 2 first, and he's going to play man coverage on number 2 on pretty much any route he does. If it's a drag, he's going to run with him across the field. If it's anything vertical like a streak or a post, he mans him up. The only time he doesn't is if number 2 goes right to the flats. He's going to snap his eyes to number 1 and become the inside help on any dig, post, or drag or slant. He's just going to man up number 1 across the field. Lastly, we have our deep safety on the cover 2 side. Now he's mostly just playing over the top and helping on anything deep from number 1 or number 2, or looking to help on something coming from the other side of the field. But if the soft squat does trap the flat and number 1 goes vertical like on a deep post or a streak, then he will match number 1 down the field. All right, now let's go over the rules for cover 6 versus 3x1 sets. On the trip side, it will be palms, so let's start with that. Now, starting with the outside cornerback, he's always going to be playing mag. So man everywhere he goes on the number 1 receiver, and he's just going to run with him everywhere no matter what. So vertical, slant, dig, crosser. Next, the quarter flat or apex defender, he's going to read 3 to 2. If 3 goes immediately to the flat, he drives on it and matches him. Then if 3 goes vertical or into the middle, so a seam crosser or anything 5 yards or more, he's snapping his eyes to number 2 and manning him up. And once he does that, he will match and take number 2 on any route on the field, whether he goes short, inside, outside, or deep. Then we have our trip side safety, and he's also going to read 3 to 2. 3 gets vertical, the safety locks him up and takes him on anything. Seam, post, corner. If 3 stays shallow and number 2 goes vertical, now the safety picks up number 2 and takes him wherever he goes. Then if both 2 and 3 stay shallow, he becomes free to help over the top. Then we have our hook defender. He's going to wall number 3 and protect the seam. So he's going to be walling off number 3 and riding him and passing him to the safety before sinking back into the middle of the field. He also wants to take away any quick seams and benders over the middle so he can jump these routes. Then if everyone gets run off on the solo side, he can also match drags and players going from the trip side to the solo side going to the flat. Okay, then we're going to go over the back side, so the cover 2 side with the soft squat and the vertical hook. So first, our soft squat corner, he's going to man match number 1 on anything vertical or deep breaking 5+ yards. So streaks, post, digs, that's all him. Then he's going to trap the flat if the running back goes fast to the flat. He's going to jump it immediately and pass number 1 off. If at the snap, number 1 runs a quick drag or slant, so shallow and in, he will just pass him off to the vert hook player and sink back into his flat. Then we have our backside vert hook linebacker. His initial read will be the number 1 receiver. At the snap, his eyes go straight to number 1, and if number 1 goes shallow and inside, so a drag or slant, he immediately matches him and carries him across the field. If the running back goes fast to the flat, his eyes snap right back to number 1, and if number 1 breaks inside and deep, he becomes the inside help or the safety matching underneath the post or a deep crosser. If number 1 goes straight vertical, at that point, the vert hook shifts focus fully to the running back. If the running back goes vertical, he will match it upfield. Any vertical route is his. Also, if the running back runs a route to the trip side, he will also man him up. Now, if the running back stays into block and the soft squat matches number 1, then he is just free looking for work. Lastly, we have our backside safety. He's really going to be playing over the top, looking to help on number 1 or looking for crossers coming from the wide side of the field. And the only time he will really match is if the soft squat traps the flat when there's a quick running back to the flat and number 1 goes vertical, then he will match him. Now, if you're loving what you're seeing so far for this cover 6 coverage, you need to check out Scheme Kings, where I have 2 more videos up today. One is a cover 6 advanced tips video where I show you how you can make this whole defense play even better and really use it to its full potential. Then I also have a cover 6 blitz video where I show you how you can turn this coverage into a blitz where we get a free rusher in on the QB while still playing our cover 6 match defense in behind it. Then already on the site, we have our 2018 Bears Fangio defense and our intro Fangio defensive scheme. Plus, we still have the 2024 Eagles defense on the way. And that's not all. On Scheme Kings, we've got all of our other Madden content live with our Big 3 offense. It's an incredible offensive scheme to use. Plus, if you're diving into college football 26, we've got even more content for you there as well. Then I'm also running my Fangio site sale, and this will run until December 21st. Use code Fangio to get 50% off your first month. Now, for this Fangio match defense, we're going to be using cover 6 at a nickel 2-4 in the Eagles playbook, but all these match rules are the same in any formation you use. Now I'm going to break down some in-game examples of me using this defense online so you can see how effective it can be. All right, the first thing I really want to go over when we're kind of looking at some of this in-game film of me using cover 6 is discussing who to user. Now, for the majority of the time, whenever I'm playing against a trips look where no, there's 3 receivers on one side of the ball. Our cover 4 side is always going to come out versus the trip side in a 3-by-1. And who I want to user against any trips look, and they're going to be playing palms over here, is going to be our vertical hook on the short side of the field. And what I want you to do is, if you're going to user who I user, you go back and go through the rules and you just learn the rules of this vert hook player. And basically what he's looking for is if the slot or the out, this receiver here goes on a slant or drag, he takes him. If he doesn't, you know, if he does do like a post or a crosser, he can help there. Or if the running back goes vertical or to the trip side, he takes him. Those are his only 2 locked in jobs. So if neither of those happens, like let's say the running back blocks and the receiver goes vertical, now this vert hook is completely free. Or if this guy runs a post and this guy runs a swing, the vert hook is completely free. So if you're free, then you can help on anyone, or you just basically look for a drag or a slant from number 1, or a vertical or a route to the trips from the running back. So now at the snap, I can just read those 2 players, and that is going to tell me what I want to do. I see, okay, running back blocks, and this player goes vertical. The number 1 player goes vertical at the snap. So now I'm free, but then late, I see him go vertical. Then he's doing a dig into the middle of the field. So now I'm free. I have no set responsibility. I see that dig in the middle. Everyone else is getting run off, and I can just step in front with the pick. So that is who I like to user whenever we see a 3-by-1. Whenever I see a 2-by-2 set or a 2-by-1, so let's say it's I form or any formation where they have 2 running backs, then I am going to user this safety. So 2-by-2, 2 receivers on this side of the ball. It's going to be quarters on this side. And now I just have to know my rules as the high safety in a quarter shell. And what are my rules? I'm reading number 2. If he goes vertical and in or out or straight, I take him. So post, corner out, crosser, I'm going to take number 2. If he goes on a drag or a quick out route, I'm basically just going to send him off to the quarter flat or someone on the other side of the field. So that is basically my responsibility. So at the snap, I'm just reading number 2. I see him go inside, so I'm actually going to pass him off. Then I see this running back get vertical, and because I pass this guy off, I'm going to be free to take that running back vertical route. I step in front and I get the user pick. So 3-by-1 sets, user the vert hook. 2-by-2 sets, user the quarter flat, or sorry, the safety on the quarter flat side. Okay, here's a 3-by-1 set, so I'm going to be using the vert hook. Now, the other thing that this coverage does so well is really limit some of the best route combos we see in the game. Crossers, corner routes, post routes, all of those kind of really good meta routes we are going to limit. So right here, I see this guy run a corner route. And what do we have? Our cornerback is going to match him right here. Plus, we have safety help over the top. So we are just doing a great job at meeting at the catch point here. Boom. Double team on a corner route at the catch point. Should have been a pick. That is absolutely perfect. Against an empty look, we want to use the vert hook. Okay, our trips side is going to play palms, and now we're reading the number 2 receiver here. We are basically playing man coverage on the number 2 if he goes anything vertical, but here I have safety help over the top, so I'm not too worried about it. If we look on the trip side here, he tries to throw a little dig crosser right in the middle of the field here, this little post. Boom, we're just matching this. We drive on it, step in front, pick him off. Our football here. Red zone, what do we have? What's another thing that's really good that can sometimes give you trouble? Quick flat routes. That is where this trap coverage with our soft squat corner is so good. He's going to see this quick strike to the running back in the flat. He's going to come off number 1, send him inside to me. He's going to trap the flat, meet him at the catch point, get an incomplete pass. So super, super important. Great play right there. Okay, here's another one. I'm going to use with a high safety here because it's a 2-by-2 set. Going to know my rules, and let's see the route combos. So I have a crosser coming across the field. So I have to run with him. Now, I was a little bit in trail here because, I just didn't react perfectly to the crosser. But what do we have? We have safety help over the top. we're getting double teams at the catch point. He tries to throw this crosser, and my safety sees it, puts his foot in the ground, steps up, picks him off, and we're going the other way with the football. So great play right there. Let's see right here what kind of route combos we see. Kind of a vertical route. So this is interesting. Look at this. So they run a bunch of verticals inside right here. Vertical inside breakers, and then they have an outside corner route right here, and look what our match does. Matches over top with that corner route, plus we have the other deep player there. We end up with 3 players out on that corner route, step in front, pick it off, and we're going the other way. So absolutely great. Now, the other kind of key tip I wanted to go over here: mix in 2 high safety blitzes with our match coverage. Usually I recommend in match heavy defenses, we play match coverage about 25 to 30% of the time. So 7 out of every 10 snaps, I recommend match coverage. The other 3-ish snaps, 30%, I recommend bringing blitzes. Now, I recommend bringing blitzes where we have 2 high safeties, and I have a bunch in this Fangio defense, because that is going to help disguise whether we're blitzing or not, right? If we all of a sudden are bringing single high safety looks or both safeties down, you can mix blitzes in like that, but then it's going to be kind of easier for them to tell you're not playing match coverage. And one of the things people do when they play match, when they're attacking match, is they want to overload your match. So they'll send their running back out, tight ends out, everybody out on routes, try to overload your match. So now when you have really good blitzes to mix in out of these 2 high safety looks, we can get in right on the QB super, super quickly. So here's another one, 2 high safety look. We're going to be using this backside end. This is going to look identical to match coverage to them. We're only rushing 4 here. They send everybody out, and we get this A-gap pressure right up the middle. Fire in for the sack. Here's another one, 2 high safeties. Not going to look any different than our cover 6 defense, and we're going to get really good edge heat. We see they send their running back out on routes to try to overload our match coverage. All of a sudden on the back end, they see drop zone, and they go down with the sack. And here's one more, same thing. All of a sudden we're playing really good coverage on the back end. They think they're going to have time because they're used to playing our match coverage. Hits the back of his drop, and he goes down. Then remember, if you want to use this cover 6 to its full potential, I have my advanced tips and cover 6 blitz live up on Scheme Kings right now. And if you want a full breakdown of this entire Fangio defense, where we cover the big picture philosophy, talk about the legends of the scheme, and walk through the personnel you want to run in this defense, then check out the intro video for the scheme right here.